Namaste, welcome. We're going to do a flowing, invigorating, energizing, sweet practice, focusing on the core, lots of twists, some flow, some seated postures at the end. I did a warm-up practice on our backs, focusing on the abdominal kind of strengthening work, which you can pair with this practice, doing it before and then coming into the second part. Equally, it stands on its own if you're just doing this practice on its own. So we're going to begin in child's pose. So come into child's pose. Knees can be together or knees can be a little bit apart. Extending the arms in front, just bringing the forehead to the floor. And just relaxing your arms, relaxing your fingertips. Tuning into the flow of your breath. And just being here for a few moments. Noticing how you feel. Being conscious of whatever drew you to your mat. If there's any intention you'd like to make for your practice, just planting that seed now. Maybe it's inviting in a quality, a state of mind. Maybe it's just a need to move, to breathe, to connect, relieve some stress. So finding a moment of softness, of peace here in child's pose. Just allowing your attention to rest on your breath, on the sensation of the breath moving in the body. Feeling that opening in the backs of the ribs, back of the heart. Softening around your jaw, your eyes, your forehead. If you like, you can gently rock the head from side to side, massaging the third eye, center of insight in the body. As you come back to pause, whatever has been filling your mind, just allowing it to drain into the ground for a moment, as if it could pool out of the brain into the ground. If you had the arms by your sides, then extend them out. Spreading the fingers, coming up onto hands and knees. And just bring the knees underneath so they're directly underneath the hips, and bring the hands so that they're directly underneath the shoulders. Just a few little rounds of cat and cow here, softening the elbows, drawing the chest through the upper arms, lifting the chin. And then going the other way, navel draws back to spine, rounding the back. Just once or twice, moving through the spine. Connecting to the breath as you move. And if you need to be moving a little bit more gently today, then sink the hips back towards your heels, back to child's pose as you breathe out, and come back into tabletop as you breathe in. And if you're feeling okay to move on, you can start to come back into down dog. From down dog, come forwards into plank. So option either tabletop into child, or exhale, downward facing dog. Pause, breathe in, exhale, plank. So move on the exhale. Really feel that connection at the center. Exhaling back, down dog. Breathe in, find length, lift the sitting bones. Exhale back into plank. So 6 more like that. And if you can, round through the spine when you come into plank. Find your breath in, exhale back into down dog, moving with your own rhythm.
final variation. If upward facing dog is part of your practice, keep the toes tucked under, keep the arms straight and lower the pelvis towards the floor. Strong work for the legs. Breathe in, exhale, back down dog. Last one, if you're doing up dog, strong work for the legs as you lower the hips towards the floor and then back into downward facing dog. And we'll step the right foot up towards the right thumb. If you need to bring the back knee to the floor, feel free. You can do revolving, twisting dragon here with the back knee on the floor. Some of you may opt to straighten the leg. Press down through that left palm and reach up through the right fingertips. Trying to bring your left ribs towards your inner right knee. Exhale, release that hand down, step back, downward facing dog, and we'll do the same on the left. Drawing that left foot forwards, right hand stays on the floor, option to bring the knee to the ground, twisting here, right ribs towards right, towards left knee, maybe straightening the back leg. Finding the breath, finding your twist. From here, we're going to come into a little flow called rainbow across the ocean. So we're going to take the arms up, overhead, turning towards the opposite side of the mat, coming back into your twisting dragon. Use the exhale as you come into the twist, all the way back, up and over, hand to the floor. So flowing through, using your breath. Exhaling as you twist, pivoting your feet as you come up and breathe in. It's like your arms are an extension of the sunshine of the center of the body, that Manipura chakra, center of fire. Feel that warmth flooding to the periphery, flooding to the extremities of the fingertips and the toes. So full body movement. Do a couple more side to side. Next time you come towards the front of your mat, pause here. And step back, downward facing dog. If you'd like to come through a little flow, feel free. If you need to take child's pose for a moment, take child's pose. And back into down dog. When you're ready, right foot's going to step up towards right thumb. Left knee to the floor. Coming into lizard lunge. Right foot comes out towards the side. Try and lift and lengthen the chest towards the front of your mat. Option to bring the elbows towards the floor. Bringing the palms together. Maybe dropping that right knee out to the side and coming onto the outside edge of that foot. Softening around that outer right hip. Heart towards the thumbs. Find your breath. And then drawing that foot back up, walking your hands. On an inhale, reaching the arms all the way up. Exhale, drawing the hands into the center of the chest, coming into Parivrita Parshvakonasana, revolved side angle. You might stay here. You might take the hand and try and encourage that left shoulder towards the outside edge of the knee, maybe straightening the back leg, maybe taking the arms wide. Final option is to take the bind. Wherever you are, take a few more breaths. Exhale to release the twist. Stepping the back foot up a little bit, straightening that front leg. You're going to take your left hand to the right foot or the ankle or maybe slightly higher up that leg, right hand to the sacrum. So revolved triangle pose. Start to roll that right shoulder away from the floor, lengthening that right collarbone. And if the right arm feels like or the right shoulder rather, is above the left, you might extend up with the right arm. Breathing into your twist. And then exhale, folding onto that front leg. Hands can be on the floor, on the foot, maybe holding either side of the leg. Variation of Parsvottanasana. Tuning into the bones, allowing the bones to hold you here. And then just wiggle that back foot back a couple of inches, coming all the way up. So Parsvottanasana, side angle pose. Just take a moment to make sure that outside edge of your right hip is in line with the outer knee. You might bring the forearm to the thigh, extending the left arm up and over. Or maybe the fingertips can come down towards the floor. Keep angling that back hip back. Final option is to wind your left arm behind you, shoulder drops a little bit down, and you come into the bind. So any variation of Parsvottanasana, finding length in the abdomen. Rooting the tailbone down. Good, exhale, release. Hands either side of that front foot, step back. Downward facing dog, come into child's pose, or move through a little flow, little vinyasa here. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. When you're ready, left foot's going to step up to the left thumb, right knee to the floor. So coming into your lizard lunge, hands on the inside of that left foot, and draw that left foot out towards the outer edge of your mat. You can stay up on your hands, no reason to come any deeper if this already feels like quite a deep lunge for you. You could come onto the outer edge of that left foot and bring the elbows towards the floor. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just giving that left hip a bit of time to soften and open. And releasing the right psoas muscle. That frontal right hip flexor. Good, slowly coming up. Walking that foot back in. Raising the arms up on an in-breath. Exhaling the hands into the center of the chest, elbow to knee. Coming into your twisting variation of Parsvottanasana. Thumbs can draw in towards the chest. Feel free to stay here. You could straighten the back leg. If you want to come a little bit deeper, you're bringing the shoulder towards the outer edge of that knee. Fingertips might come to the floor. Maybe left hand to the sacrum or left arm straight up. So feel free to take that wider variation. Last one is to bind. Hug the inner thighs towards each other. Ground the front of that left foot. Exhaling to release. Little step forwards with your back foot. Straightening that left leg. Coming into the revolve variation of triangle. So the right hand for some of you may come a little bit higher. For some it can be a little bit lower. The key part is feeling the extension and length of your spine. So if you can have that extended length in spine coming up a little bit higher, then come up a little bit higher. Left hand can be on the sacrum. In any amount, rolling that left shoulder away from the floor. So lengthening out of the waist, trying to create width across the upper body. If that left shoulder is above the right, maybe try extending that left arm all the way up. Good. On your release, exhaling, let go, fold down over that left leg, fingertips on the floor or holding onto the leg. Try and find the balance point in the center of the feet. And then take a little step back with that right foot opening out a little bit, coming all the way up to stand. Bending your left knee, coming into your lunge. Outer left knee in line with your outer left hip. So feeling like you're lengthening from the inner groin to the inner knee. Coming into your side angle. Forearm or fingertips to the floor. Maybe the arm comes up and overhead. Push into that back heel. If you're coming deeper, shoulder drops down and you wind around to catch hold of the wrist if you can. Trying to spin the chest, lift and lengthen the heart. Using your breath. Good. Exhale, release. Stepping back. If you can, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into cobra, upward dog, your choice of flow. Exhaling back, downward facing dog. If you need to take a little rest, take a little rest. I'm going to offer a handstand now. If you're familiar with practicing handstand, you have a wall to kick up against. Feel free to kick up against the wall, pressing into your hands, pointing the toes. If you don't have the wall and you're not comfortable doing that on your mat, just lift your right leg up, come into three-legged dog. It's as good as a handstand as it's going to get. Still an inversion. Good, building up some heat. Left leg up. So you're either in your handstand or you're on your left leg, downward facing dog. Last few breaths. And then lowering down, stepping, hopping your feet halfway up the mat. Coming into Dandasana. Staff pose. Fingertips by your side, flexing your feet. Chin drops towards the chest, lifting the heart away from the navel. Drawing energy in and down and pressing it out through the feet. So having that sense of drawing the energy down through the crown of the head all the way to the navel. And then as you exhale, pressing the energy out through the feet. Do that 3 more times. Connecting to your own energy body. Good. Taking the hands behind you, reverse plank pose. If reverse plank, lifting up that way, if that's bothersome for your spine in any way, take reverse tabletop. So bending the knees, fingertips can point towards the front of your mat and lifting the pelvis up this way, rolling the shoulders open. And then exhale, coming down. Drawing your right knee in towards you, hugging the left elbow around, fingertips come behind. Coming into your twist, rooting down through the sitting bones. Gaze comes last. Focus on the breath at the ribs. You feel that expansion and width as you breathe. Exhale the gaze towards the front. Crossing the foot over the leg. Maybe taking the outer shoulder, elbow towards that outer knee. If that doesn't feel comfortable, stay holding the knee and drawing the chest in and up. Coming into your twist a little deeper. And then exhaling, release.
Coming into your reverse plank or reverse tabletop, lifting up, extending through the front body. Exhaling, slowly coming down. Drawing your feet together, drawing the knees together, lifting the chest. Coming into Navasana or boat pose. You can use your hands as you float the feet. Keep trying to draw the lower back in. Maybe the hands can float. Keep trying to feel an energetic line through the center of the body, hugging into the midline. And then exhale. Releasing your right leg, hugging the left knee in towards you, wrapping the right elbow underneath left knee, drawing up, lifting that heart away from the navel as you twist. Exhale the gaze, crossing the foot over, maybe coming in a little bit deeper. Keeping that left foot on the floor, right leg active. Using that leverage of the elbow and the knee to find the edge with your twist. And then exhale the gaze. Release gently through your twist. Last Padvottanasana, last reverse plank or reverse tabletop. Lifting up, breathing in, open the shoulders and the chest, engage through the legs, and release down. Bringing the feet together, knees together. See if you can catch hold of the outer edge of your feet. See if you can lift the feet up, knees close in towards you. If it's too much to hold the feet, maybe hold the ankles. You could hold the shins. And see if you can keep going with the legs all the way up. A little bit higher, a little bit more. Keep drawing your lower back in. Keep lifting the chest. Finding your balance. Shoulders softening down away from the ears. Last variation is to let go. Finding your breath. You might have bent knees here. You might have straight legs. And then release. Drawing the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. You're feeling grounded onto your sitting bones. You can hold the undersides of the ankles. Try and lengthen from your inner groins to your inner knees. Lift the spine, lift the chest. Drop the chin. If you're folding forwards, take your thumbs to your feet like they're pages of a book. See if you can try and open the feet. Hug the elbows in towards you as you fold. Any amount forwards. Don't push, don't force. Keep opening the feet. It softens, releases the knees. Release the crown of the head if you can. And then inhale, gently coming all the way back up. Taking your first two fingers around the big toes, seeing if you can lift one foot up, maybe the other. So you're balancing here, balancing on the sitting bones. And then try taking one leg for a walk. It may straighten, it may not, doesn't matter. You can be here with a bent leg. See if you can try taking the other for a little walk. Keep trying to lift the chest, lift the heart. Finding that sense of engagement through the center of the body. Strong, alive core. Gently drawing the feet back towards each other. Coming onto your backs. Keep the feet the way they are with that configuration. Coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Coming onto your back. Relaxing, resting your hands, the fronts of the hip bones, fingertips pointing down towards the navel. And as the hips soften, just let the jaw soften. Whenever you're ready, one leg at a time, reaching the right foot out towards the right corner of your mat, left foot out towards the left corner of the mat. And just take the hands behind the back of the head. Just for a moment, lift the head. And just lengthen through the back of the neck, drawing your chin towards your chest. Maybe look gently towards the left. Looking gently back through the center towards the right. Come back through center. Just keep lengthening the neck, slightly pulling, tractioning a little bit as you lower the head back towards the floor. And keeping that spaciousness in the upper body, just find a comfortable position for your arms out to the sides. Letting go of any manipulation of the breath now. Letting the breath breathe you. Allowing the body to receive the benefits of the practice at the cellular level. Just resting here for as long as you need to. Namaste.